and it's badass.
Oh, come on. That was on camera. Yeah, so van is on a lift. Lift is fixed-ish. We're at Obi's shop. These guys are showing the van lots of love. As I just got it up on the lift, I just said, yeah, I'm going to sell it. There's too much to do. It also doesn't fit really on the lift, so this is going to be fun being bent over the whole time. So, yeah, here we go. Well, still looks basically the same. The front end's ready to come out. Tomorrow morning we're going to pull the dog house off and disconnect the last coolant lines we can get to and a couple of the wiring harness stuff. Then it's ready to come out. Everything underneath is taken apart, drive shafts out, transmission lines, shift linkage, everything underneath. There's only 2 bolts per side holding the K-member. We left those in because those are the easy ones to get to per the advice from the swim shop. So we're gonna lower this down tomorrow, set the front on some dollies over there, and I'll crawl underneath and pull the 2 transmission bolts for the cross member. We got the exhaust cut where it needs to be cut. The brake line's disconnected and everything, and we'll drop it right down. Fan shroud is out, so you can actually see everything up in there, and we'll pull this thing down and start working on getting the ELS up in there and the 4-wheel drive conversion. So probably do all the leaf springs and all that stuff first while there's no engine in, so we can get all the welding. That'll be easy, and then be easier without an engine in it. And then set the engine up and then put the front axle on. But I'm also gonna pull the LS apart and get some of the broken manifold studs out of the head, put the new camshaft and stuff in it, because if we're doing all this work, it might as well go thump thump. And yeah, T-minus, what's tomorrow? Christmas Eve?
Yep.
So I'll come down, start tomorrow morning. We had to go Christmas shopping this morning. Now I gotta go to a Christmas party.
Christmas
Eve party. So I'm gonna come down here early tomorrow morning and then work until my family Christmas party tomorrow. I'll be late to that as well. And then who knows if I'll make it out here Christmas Day. I doubt it. But Tuesday, I have all day. So I'll be here all day Tuesday, and then probably a couple weeknights maybe if my wife's working, and the weekend after, and then the gig is Sunday. I'm never gonna get it done, but I'm gonna try. The goal is to still have it back together by then, but we'll see. Till next time. All right, it is the next morning, Sunday. We got the 2 axles out of the truck. We still haven't taken the doghouse off the van yet. We got the engine out of the back of the pickup. Poor pickup is now free. Just taking the torque converter bolts off, but I just noticed these beautiful cracks on the bell housing on this side. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it's a new crack. Looks like it's just as weathered as the rest of the housing, so I don't know how we missed that before. Can't imagine lifting it out like this. You know, there was no forces lifting this thing out of the truck because everything was unbolted, so that really sucks. Not sure what we're gonna do yet. If we're gonna JB weld it or if I'm gonna cut this bell off and order a aftermarket bell for it, which is just they're kind of expensive, or see if I have another 4L80 laying around. It's just that this one has like no miles on it, so we will see.
baby.
All right, it looks like that crack is pretty old. It's hard to tell on the camera. This oxidation's pretty white up here, but it's definitely an old crack. Fantabulous. Well, we got torque converter bolts out. About to set it down over here, separate the motor transmission, get the motor up on the stand so we can start welding some nuts onto the broken exhaust studs to try to get those out of the heads. And figure out what we're gonna do about the transmission bell housing. To carry on. Well, folks, we officially have a mess. The whole front K member with the suspension, wheels, the old wheels, took the tires off so we could roll it around. Transmission, cross member, engine, all of that is out, so we can start doing the four-wheel drive conversion stuff and then start fitting the engine. Got the bumper off, so that new plate goes on right here. So now to start drag this thing out and begin. All right, we got this engine stripped right down. We didn't have any assembly lube, so I need to grab some of that tomorrow. But we got everything cleaned and prepped. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Christmas. So Tuesday, I got to go to a Christmas party. So we got some time in today. Yesterday didn't really count. It was like 3 hours. So it's kind of a sum of today and yesterday for tonight's video. We also just pulled these god-awful steps off of the side of the van. So now I think it looks way better. Looks a lot less, I'm gonna kidnap you. Even though you can't have nice things around here because good friends. So this is where we leave it. So when we come back, I need to assemble the engine, get the four-wheel drive kit underneath here, the leaf spring mounts and everything. Then we can slap that engine up with the new cross member. A friend of mine's bringing up his TIG welder on Tuesday, so we're gonna try to TIG the bell housing back together. This is just, just on the road. It's not like it's a drag car with crazy horsepower or a rock crawler that we have a lot of torque and shit to, so it should be okay. But yeah, still got a lot of work to do. To be continued. One other thing I didn't say, or a couple things, that has to be done Tuesday as well. So I need to order, when we pulled that engine apart, most of the lifters were basically collapsed. Don't know, like they were, I don't know, a quarter inch down, the pistons. I'm not sure what happened to that engine. And the lifter trays were really loose. So I'm gonna throw all that away. We got the broken studs out of the head, so the heads are all ready. So I gotta order trays and lifters, so we can't really get the engine more together until the parts won't be there till Wednesday. So Tuesday I'm gonna order all the brake parts, so for Tuesday morning we can start welding in everything for the four-wheel drive, like the leaf springs and all that stuff, and the leaf spring mounts. And then hopefully we'll have brake parts by like 10, and then go through both of the axles, so front and rear axle, all new brakes. I need to change the knuckle on the passenger side for the crossover steering. If we can get all of that done, then the van will be ready to set down. And if we still have time Tuesday night, then I'll probably do the reverse shackle so that's ready. Maybe even get the rear axle in and completed. So we get the tires swapped over to the new wheels, because it's 8 lug now. And if we get that done, get the leaf springs hung, the shackles on there. I obviously don't want to put the front axle in until the engine's up in, but if we can get all the rest of that stuff done, that would be great, because then we can drop the new engine up in, or drop the van, I guess, around the engine. That's going to be interesting, because I'm not really sure how. We're going to have to try to lift the engine up and set it on something. I know that Justin and those guys at the swim shop, they have like this sweet table that they can set the engine up on and then drop the van around it, because it's not on a K member per se anymore, like with the tires and wheels underneath it, so it's not really high enough to leave it on the ground. So we're gonna have to jack it up. We're gonna have to get creative with the motor and transmission, and then get it up into the engine bay area, get the K member bolted up, and then we can set it down on the axle, and then I'm going to finish doing all the wiring and little stuff. So we'll see. Talking the talk, it makes it sound easy and there won't be like much to do, but it won't go that easily. Got to put headers on it still. I got to build all the exhaust up back to where the old Y pipe was back is fine, but I got to build all new exhaust there. I need to get the shift linkage all in and get that working. And I still need to get a drive shaft made. So for the gig, if we were to drive it this Sunday, I would just cut and weld the drive shaft that we have. But, it's going to vibrate. We don't have a lathe. I don't have a way to make it perfect. Just get it close and use it while I order a new one, order tube and parts and stuff from Denny's drive shaft usually. And then have a shop put it together. So we need a front and rear drive shaft. The front I might just weld myself. I usually do because you're not going high speeds in four-wheel drive, not normally. And usually I sleeve it. You cut it in half and you can sleeve it with some DOM, so it's pretty, the run out's not bad. But if there's a chance of driving it on Sunday for the gig, it won't have a front drive shaft. So, yep, still much to be continued. Thunder raise hell, thunder raise hell.